Okay, I guess we can do this. We are dealing with fallen angels crossing over. Now, we are dealing with crossing over with fallen angels. And as we cross over with fallen angels, we want to talk about the fallen angels very quickly. And from Egypt, Africa, the angels that was kicked out of heaven, they was kicked out of heaven by Michael in the Bible. In Genesis, said there came a great disturbance in the heaven, and God kicked uh, Satan, Lucifer, and the angels out, and he's rich and got a third of it came down to earth. So we've been talking about the angels, so we're crossing over with the angels now. Now, as we cross over, going to be some things I'm going to tell you. I see angels mating with humans. I see angels with animals. As I cross over, I see angels making pyramids. I see angels in Europe, in Egypt. I see a set of angels that are fallen angels, can't get back. And I see angels that are moving back and forth. I say. Even our ancestors, when the angels fell from heaven, some of the ancestors were fooled. They thought they was gods. They fell in England and America, South America, North America. They fell all over the world. Angels, fallen angels. And with their ability and in high intelligence, they made bombs. They made all kind of war equipment. And over in China, they made it with Chinamans, and they learned how to make gunpowder. All of this was done by angels. The angels did all of this stuff in order to direct that the fallen angels, their wings was clipped. They could not go into the heavenly realm, so they stayed in the physical realm. And after they stayed in the physical realm so long, they began to reduce. They began to mate with some pretty black women of Africa, pretty smooth skin, built, shapely moving, and they began to have giants, children. Out of the children come this one generation, another generation. The second generation was more evil than the third generation, and the fourth and the fifth generation of angels. So it was out of hand. God called a meeting. When God called the meeting, and you can find it in Job, where God called the sons of God together. And the devil came, which Satan came, Lucifer came, with his third party, with his other angels. Some angels was waiting for this meeting to go back. So some of these angels, after this meeting, went back with the other angels. Let me give you a setting. There was God on the throne. There was Michael, Raphael, and all the angels on the God side, on one side, and Lucifer angels third on the other side. But half of the third left Lucifer and went back with God. That would you have some angels were fallen, but they come back and got restored back with God. But there was another group stayed with Lucifer, and God asked Lucifer, where are you going? He said, I'm going through and forth, see who I can divide, going up and down in the earth. What that meant in English, it means that he was going to try to get souls. He was trying to make things do. He was trying to open up things. He was trying to do what he could do to make more souls than God. So in that context, that's why he said he was going up and down to see who he can devour. God told him, have you considered my servant Job to be an upright, righteous man? And the devil and his crowd spoke and said, if you take the head one, we'll make him curse you before your face. So it was a band of angels with Lucifer, the devil, and they went to Europe and went down in the earth. The Lucifer kingdom was in the belly of the earth. God's kingdom was an element. And God's kingdom was in the heavenly realm. So when I go there, I say, with Lucifer is I see a lot going on down here. As I'm down here, and I see a lot, but he's there in the belly. And Lucifer and his angels created a man. And the man they created in the belly in the earth was a copy of the men on the earth that God created. Because he wanted to outdo God. And when you go to Genesis, you'll find it was in the darkness on the face, and God said, let that be light, and that was light. God said, let us make man in our image of likeness, and God did that. So the devil went to hell, and he made a man, and his man come out of Europe, in the caves of Europe. And that man come out of, he looked like you, but he was a carbon copy of you. He wasn't the original man. And he was born out of evil, and the son and the daughter of the devil. It was the son of the devil versus the son of God. I wish I had somebody. And I want to say to you, when I cross over with the fallen angels, I can see the great storm that came, number one, and they went deep down in the earth, and they waited till the earth cleared. The first was the ice age. Killed all the animals because the fallen angels was having animals, men, women, everything on the face of the earth. They had infected. So now, after God and brought back, and God brought back, here come God, got ready, and we had other angels that was holy angels writing the Bible, writing the Holy Quran, teaching the people about holiness, teaching the people about the walk with God, teaching the people, and those good angels came down to try to help the race of people in love. And this was for, you can't find it in the Bible. It was for the Bible, for the Quran. If the angels had it in their heart, the people had the Bible in their hearts, in their soul. And he said, I will take the stony heart out and put a heart, I'm going to put God's heart. So God's heart was in the people. Ra, God, Allah, Shawel, Ham, Jehovah, whatever God you call it. You call him Allah, God. It was in the people, and Allah mean all the gods are one. Allah mean one. Okay, I just want to share that with you where you will understand that the religion was stole from Africa. Christianity was stole from Africa. Islam was stole from Africa. You're looking funny at me. You ain't going to find it in the book, but I'm going to tell you. When now let me help you out. After the first Stone Age, the Ice Age, they come back on the plane. And the good angel was writing the Bible and writing the books, getting it ready for the ancient Egypt. And man was making, the angel was teaching them how to make pyramids, and angel was teaching, and then they started, the fallen angels over in Europe made pyramids over there, because they were trying to connect up to go back to heaven, but they couldn't go back to heaven. So they bored deep down in the earth and set their kingdom up under the earth. Okay? Past the water, deep under the earth. That was Lucifer's kingdom. But the other angels came back and got reprieve, and God brought them back. Now, the other angels that come up out the cage from Europe, they were starting war, That's now. Let me. The giant angel was that was some angels that were giants. They were still living, and Caleb and them seen the angels. They seen the fallen angels, the giants, and but the next generation was evil. Out of the giant was having humans, and out of this, the giants moved to start their own kingdom, and Lucifer was in charge of that. Now, the good angels came. They helped the Africans, and the angel from heaven came and helped the Egyptians, helped them with the scrolls, helped them how to build pyramids. Now, as they began to build pyramids in Egypt and Africa, in Europe and China, the fallen angels, which are giants, they began to do the same thing over in Europe. But their kingdom was underground, deep, deep underground. and that happened. Well, after that happened, that God called Noah and said, Noah, I want you to build an ark. I want you and your family that don't carry nobody else, because everybody else is tainted. They is tainted, and the animal is tainted. Get the animal that's not tainted. Now, what that means, the angel had got to animals, had got to people. So the angels was creating demons and they was creating their own race, trying to compete with God Ra. And Noah obeyed God and got every kind that wasn't tainted. Him and his daughter and his sons got in the ark, and for 2 months, 3 months, the ark rocked. When he got ready, he sent a raven and a dove out to get the land. So he did that. Now, in the incident, after he did that, there was a few angels left. Them angels was in Solomon and Gomorrah. And that was one town that they had went underground and were trying to take back over. And God told us, get out of here. And he destroyed that town, Sodom and Gomorrah. And now, as I speak now, it's angels under the ground now. But the generation have changed to do all kind of evil and wicked stuff as I speak today. So that now, let's go another step. Those angels have been in this atmosphere so long they couldn't fly. They was able to fly, but the atmosphere got so thin, all the animals died, and those angels, they had the technology to get iron, gold, and silver, and they created spaceship. That's what people see. Alien space. They're not alien spaceship. Those are fallen angels have been transformed down to nothing. And that's what you're seeing now. They have highly intelligent of energy. They got Blu-rays. They know all the science. But that's what we've been running into in our century. They say, well, UFOs. UFOs is nothing but angels that can't fly no more, and they created the vehicle to fly across the universe. But they cannot fly in the heavenly realm. So these are angels that is caught up in another realm, and they cannot master the heavenly realm. They can master the earth realm and the second realm, but not the first realm. That the first realm is the realm of the heavenly realm, where Michael, Raphael, and all the angels are crossing over. I'm learning a lot crossing over. And I can see the angels, the giant, the big great giant, able to move tons, their feet is like a 4x4 truck. They flying. These are the angels that fell, had great knowledge and created giants. So the generation of giants now I moved to technology, electronic, and this is some of the things that we're dealing with now, electronic warfare. We're talking about metaphysics of the Bible, and we're also talking about nuclear war and energy. When you TV, radio, they have mastered that energy, that blue tech energy. They have mastered it, and they have moved into witches, warlocks, all that. The angels give them all the knowledge of what's going on. And those angels that couldn't fly, they made flying saucers out of dirt and iron from the earth. They retrieve that from the earth, and they're in the core of the earth. And sometimes they shake the earth and try to make it move. But when Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel and those angels get ready, they have to go back in the pit and stay in the pit and can't come out. There's a Native American lady who was in Arizona, and she wrote a book. She used to live to be 100 years old. Said it was a place where giants was at. The giants could come out and eat dead cow and go to the graveyard and eat all the people. They're turned to cannibals because they had been on the earth, and in this they was captured in this realm. They couldn't go out of this realm. But the ones that in Egypt, they went back to heaven because they made the pyramids, and they learned the Egyptian the law or how to reach, how to go to, how to bury themselves and go and reach up in the stars. Each pyramid represents the stars and represent a road directly to heaven. And they embraced death because they know they was going to be with God, Ra. So when I cross over with the Egyptians and I go to their tomb, they're getting ready, and time they seal the tomb up, they leave. They leave their physical body and go into the spirit realm. And they were able to talk to the eagle, talk to the shark, they were able to talk to animals. All that was taken when they brought Christianity to Africa and to Egypt. That was taken. But the ancients and the pharaohs had that knowledge, and those great Africans where life began with the angels, the first place they lit. I'm talking about not the fallen angel, the angel of God, to create man out of the belly of Africa. And if you know, it was time set up. So crossing over with the angel is very exciting. I want to thank you for coming. I got one more series to do on angels, and when they give me the information, I will share it with you. This is Bishop Turner. Don't forget, crossing over with the angel, crossing over with the fallen angel, to see where they at. And they have about 4 or 5 generations have they couldn't fly in this zone. They began to make flying saucers, and they used to fly from planet to planet, but they still couldn't go to the earth realm. In the early angels, when they first was kicked out, they could fly on earth, but they couldn't fly in the heavenly realm. And after years, centuries went on, they couldn't fly, period. So they had to make a flying machine, and they made it with the technology that we're just learning now. Ashe, ashe.